盤から左の方にかけてざっくり傷があるんだってよ。奴が切った竜にやられたって話だ。
ほう、全くの偶然だが、よく似た風貌の男を見たことがある。
おいおいおい、よく命があったな。目があったら切りかかってくるだろうによ。
どうやらそいつはこれからのようだ。
へ？
All right, my friends, this week of Archdemon's Dilemma, this is episode number 8, and the ending of this week's episode was really funny. The fact that at the end of the episode, we had Zagan talking to Barbatos, and I like how they made up and they're drinking some whiskey, you know, they're drinking, and they're talking about the angelic knight Raphael and how he has the scar, and, you know, Barbados was like, yo, you know, I don't know if you saw, he's like, I think I seen someone like that. He's like, well, if you did, you survived. Like, that's crazy. He's like, I'm surprised he just didn't take a big old swing at your head. And then our boy Zagan was like, well, I think we're about to get to that part. As this dude, this like 7'1" old man is just standing behind them. Really funny moment. Like that definitely, like I got like a real, like, it was like, I got like a real good belly laugh out of that one. That was really good. So this episode overall, first off, I want to say apologies for being late on this review. I don't know what happened. I just didn't notice this episode dropped. I go through as I do reviews every week. You know, I have a schedule. I have live chart up, and I typically go through every day. This week, I just kind of winged it. And typically what I do is I'll go through and I'll refresh Crunchyroll. I'll refresh High Dive. I'll refresh a couple of the websites that I watch anime on, just because sometimes they're a little bit cleaner as far as keeping track of what you watch and stuff. Crunchyroll's an effing mess. High Dive is pretty good about it. But anyways, I'll go through and I'll refresh those pages, and I'll see like, oh, you know, here's the new anime that dropped today, whatever. And I guess I just didn't see it. I missed this. I missed that it dropped, so apologies. But anyways, back to episode number 8. This episode went through a few different places. So first off, they got to go in and travel to, I think, Marcosius's, I think his name is, the demon that, or the demon lord, or the archdemon that was alive for like 1,000 years. They got to go through his library and go through the underground mansion and his possessions. And the coolest thing that I think that we found out this week, as Valifor went in, or 4, you know, she went in and she was able to unlock a lot of different places, but she found a book, or a grimoire or book called 12 Swords. And essentially what we found out, which I think is such a cool, like, it's such a cool twist on the story, is we found out that the holy swords that are blessed are essentially, what's the word for it? Not graft, but they're imprinted with like specific, like, you know, magic spells essentially. And we found out that based on the book that he found out, it seems that these swords aren't actually holy. They're just magically scripted, or like they have magic scripts that are based on the archdemons, or, you know, demons or dragons. Basically, it's magically imbued as opposed to wholly imbued, which I think is cool, because I think in a lot of these anime where the church is, you know, descendants or followers of a certain god or spirit or something like that, in most of these stories we find out that this thing or person, you know, that's not God, that's this, you know, other holy being that they follow or worship, is typically somebody who just got a lot of magic power. And that's not exactly where this is going. This is going more towards the church is believers of certain things that were imbued by magic for the very folks that they hate and they despise and they kill, that they use holy swords to kill. These are actually things that were scripted in by the people that they hate. And I think that's if that comes to pass, I think that's such an interesting kind of twist on the story, and totally makes sense too, by the way, because, you know, Zagan's point is he has the archdemon's crest or mark now, and he's like, this looks so similar to the holy swords imprinted, you know, mark and stuff. So I thought that was just such a really cool thing. Also, next week's episode is called "The Angelic Knight Situation Sounds Like a Mess I'd Rather Not Get Involved in." So it also sounds like next week this Raphael character, or it might be Chastil. You know, it might be Chastil herself, or it might be Raphael. But one of them is, I don't think they're gonna necessarily kill Zagan. I think they might like try and loop him in on something that they're doing. My guess is it'll probably be Chastil, you know, as opposed to this Raphael guy. But we'll end up seeing what ends up happening. The rest of the episode, though, I thought was really, really cute. You know, Zagan and Nephi kind of like formally, you know, at least in words, adopted 4. Zagan told her that, you know, she's basically in the clear to stay with him for the next 1,000 years or whatever. And she kind of claims like, yeah, I never want to leave. So they've basically adopted this girl, which I think is just adorable. 4 is just absolutely adorable. She reminds me of the little girl from Dragon Maid. She's just absolutely, she has a terror side to her, like a very scary side to her. But really, she's just a adorable kid, and I love that a lot. So 4 is absolutely cute. So this episode is a lot about Zagan finding out his feelings about 4, and you know, not from a romantic sense, but from like a fatherly sense, like a protector sense. Like, you know, he was taught, you know, walking us through how he's getting all these big feelings of like he has to protect this child, and like very, you know, very parental type feelings. And I thought that was really, really cute. And Nephi's kind of having those feelings as well too. And then this episode kind of focused on Nephi and Zagan getting closer. A lot of flirtatious stuff between them. Really, really funny as well too. I love how the episode started with 4 kind of running us through her daily diary of how she's kind of been logging how Nephi is, you know, kind of like watches Zagan and her ears twitch and the flirting that goes on, and she feels like she's seen stuff that she shouldn't, and nothing's really happened, but it's like the beginnings of things happening, and I just think it's just adorable and cute. So overall though, I thought this episode was absolutely good. From 4 and her logging of the diary to them going and finding Marcosius's lair, and them finding a bunch of different libraries and books and tomes and grimoires and stuff like that, to Nephi and Zagan getting closer this episode, to Zagan making up with Barbatos was really cool. Seeing this new character, this new angelic knight in Raphael, and him being kind of a piece of shit. Also rumored that he ate dragons, you know, the whole Chastil stuff with her getting her sword back by being challenged by Raphael, and what that's going to lead to. Her, you know, falling deeply in love with Zagan still, of her imagining them, you know, just visiting her grave and being honored in that way. Really, really cute stuff. Overall, I mean, this episode was just really, really good. And then obviously the peak moment was when they visited Manuela's store, and 4 got outfitted with her cute little hood and stuff. So anyway, this episode was fantastic. 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode. I laughed. I giggled. I enjoyed the flirtatious stuff. I enjoyed the serious stuff. Like, I thought they nailed this episode. So good stuff. 2 thumbs up with this one. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. And of course, I'll see you guys next week for episode number 9. All right. Peace.